Hey folks, how you doing? Well, I'm back. I've been gone for, well, I've been off the air for a couple of months now. Uh, Getting ready to hit the road again, and I've done some mods to the van here. And as you know, that I'm carrying now my dual sport off-road motorbike, and you saw what I had last season, um, where I carried it on a hitch mount rack. It was a single mounted rack that went into the hitch in the back of the van. It worked. I went out to Colorado and did some back roads, and then brought the bike with me. But I was nervous the whole trip out. I don't know what it was, 2,000 miles out, two back. Um, I also had extra straps that I attached to either end of the bike rack that went up and hooked into my upper hinge on my rear doors to help the stability of the rack. So when I got back here, I decided to modify this. I'm going to show you what I did and give you some tips on yourself modifying your hitch to carry a lot more weight and not have to worry about that single trailer hitch failure, going down the highway at 60 or 70 and having whatever you're carrying on the back snap off. So let me turn this around and show you what I did. Okay, so previously I had the single hitch. I got this at Harbor Freight. It's a Hall Master. This is the steel one. I had the aluminum one that I started off with. That was a piece of crap. Don't waste your money on it. Spend a few bucks more and get the steel one. And then the steel one hooks right into your hitch. And then in order to keep the bike high, so when you're going off-road and you're going through ditches and gullies, you don't want this hitch down low because you're going to be like towing a trailer. The tongue of a trailer or this will get hung up as soon as you start to climb out of the ditch or the wash that you've crossed. You're going to get hung up. So whatever you're carrying in the back of your van, you want to keep it up as high as you can. So when I get to the side view, I'll show you what I did to raise it. But let me show you while we're here on the top view. Is I have my traditional center hitch that you would normally have on a bike rack, or in this case my motorcycle rack. But what I did is I added two more, one over here and one over here. And it's welded. I welded it to the frame, the hitch that's bolted to the frame of the van. There's 8 bolts, so I am not worried about the actual trailer hitch, the whole unit, coming off the van or separating from the van. My concern was this one single point here and having the weld down here go with all that weight on this tongue constantly going up and down with road bumps. So now what I've done is I've tripled it up. I have 3 hitches, and it's pretty easy. Actually, it wasn't too bad. So let me get on the side here and show you. I think I'll go on this side because of the sun. All right. So what I did to the center, let's do the center one first. What I did here, all the stuff I got on Amazon, most of it. So that little riser, that's a 4-inch riser. Got it on Amazon. There's a bunch of them out there, so you can pick out the one you want. And it goes right into your hitch. So what it does is it raises your hitch up 4 inches. And then I attached the hitch itself here right into it. So the hitch is now up. and then I put on these stabilizers, these orange hitch stabilizers, and they act as another safety mechanism to keep the hitch from coming out, and it keeps the hitch stiff so it doesn't rock. So I have one here and I have one there. Again, got them on Amazon. And then I also put some padlocks on here too, just to keep make it a little harder for somebody if they want this. So what I did on either side, they're both identical, so I'll show you what I did here, and then it's identical on the other side. I got these trailer hitch receivers. They're just a tube. It's a trailer tube. They're made to be welded for home, you know, DIY situations. I got two of these 12-inch hitch receivers, and I just welded it. You can see that I just welded it to the hitch. And what I did is I put a board right across, rested it on the center so that these would be identical height. They're not identical as far as coming in and out, that doesn't matter. But I wanted them to be identical in height. And that was it, and it worked out perfect. So we clamped this on here, and then I had my, how can I say this? Oh, my granddaughter's boyfriend, who's a welder. I don't know how he welded this all on here. That's what he does for a living. He's a welder. But you can take this to any weld shop; they can do it. And so we welded two of these, one on each side. Then I went back to Amazon, and I ordered two more of these risers, these 4-inch risers. Actually, they say it's a 9. It comes out 9 inches. But they're called a 4-inch rise. So I have now 3 of these risers. Then I went to my local fabricator here in town. It's a welding shop. And I had him cut me a couple of steel tubes. They're 2-inch by 2-inch. They fit right into the receiver. He drilled a hole through here, which allows me to put my pin through here. And I just had them cut them 36 inches long, so they come out to here. So this is what it looks like. And then what I did is I went to Tractor Supply, and I got a couple of these U-bolts, and they basically go. They're like a U-clamp. They go right down. I drilled a couple of holes in here. They go right down, and then they clamp with a little plate. They clamp this tube. They clamp this tube right to the hitch here, the platform. I put 2 on each end, 2 here, and then there's 2 over there. And this thing is solid. This thing, I bet you this will hold at least 800-900 pounds now. My bike weighs, with my bags on it and everything, I'm looking at about 3 1/4, maybe 330. But you could put a 600-pound bike up here, no problem. This, like I said, this is solid. And then I added, I had these originally, but these are these magnetic towing lights that you can put on a vehicle. Then you just plug it into your trailer hitch there. So now I have additional lights because the bike sits up high. So these are just underneath my bike, in front of the rear tire and behind the front tire over here. This gives me more visibility when I hit my brakes and use my directionals. And then you have your lights here, then you have your lights down there. But look at that setup, huh? I mean, this thing, that is not going anywhere. So Let me take a look over here so you can get a better look at what's going on. Alright. Oh, and then what I did up here is my cycle carrier, my B2 carrier. These tubes are way too long for what I need. So what I did is I cut, and what happened was when I was walking the bike up the ramp, the handlebars would hit these tubes and would almost throw the bike. It'd throw me off balance. I'd have to have the bike come up on an angle like this to get around these tubes. So what I did is I just cut 4 inches off of these tubes, and then I put I painted it. Then I put a rubber cap on here. So now when I come up with the bike, the handlebars are gonna miss these tubes that were sticking way out the air. And I still have my B2 carriers. I can still carry 2 cycles up here, no problem. Pedal bikes. So that was another thing you want to think about if you start carrying your bike, which a lot of let me turn this around here. A lot of vanners are starting to carry dual bikes. So you can really, I like to have my home base up in the mountains somewhere and off the beaten path. I'll go off trail a few miles, 10 miles. I've been as far as 15 miles off the beaten path, set up a home base, and then take the cycle, the dual bike. And then, like you saw in the last couple of videos when I was in Colorado, and I went up the mountains, did the roads up the mountains there in Colorado by north of Durango, Silverton and Uray and that area up there. I really enjoyed riding the motorcycle up there on those back roads. I had a lot of fun. So a lot of van people I'm noticing they're doing the same thing. They're carrying bikes behind them to get them further off into the backcountry to do exploring. So I wanted to show you how I modified my hitch, and you can see now how high it is. See how high it is? So now when the van's going up out of a wash, I don't have to worry about that thing being way down here and catching on the ground, because once the nose of the van goes up, your tail end comes down. So you wanna again keep, if you're carrying anything, a cargo box or anything back here, you want to make sure you raise that up as high as you can. And I can still open up my doors of my cargo boxes back here. I have no issue there. When the bike is on, though, I can't open it up fully, but I can open it up enough. I carry my chair in there and some leveling blocks and things like that, so I can I have enough room to open the door and get those if I hadn't taken the bike off the rack yet. So yeah, so that's a little quick video. If you have any questions, put them down there in the bottom and I'll try to answer them. But I think I explained this pretty well. Cost on all this, the 4-inch risers, they were like 20 bucks each. They weren't bad. I gave my future son-in-law, not son-in-law, granddaughter's boyfriend, I don't know how to put him in what category. Yeah, I gave him 100 bucks for welding. That's about what you would get for if you brought this to a welding shop and had them weld those 2 trailer hitch mounts on either side of your trailer frame. You can figure about 100 bucks to do that. These metal bars down here, these 2 tubes, I think the welding shop charged me 60 bucks, so it was like 30 bucks each. And they even drilled a hole for me for my little trailer receiver. And then the U stabilizing, the orange U clamps there. I got a package of 4, and again that was only like 25 bucks. So to modify this, and then the actual bike hitch, I forgot what that was, 250, something like that, at Harbor Freight for the steel one. So I'm looking at probably $400 for this whole hitch. That's with all the accessories that I added. That's the labor to have it welded, and the hitch itself. So if you're looking to carry a bike, you can figure on spending about 400 bucks for a hitch. A hitch that's going to carry 600-800 pounds. Yeah. You shouldn't have any problems at all. I don't foresee any issues here. So, okay guys, I'm going to let you go. And I have another modification that I've made a change here, and that will be, I'll show you that one on my next video here. Okay, have a good week. Hopefully I'll catch you again next weekend. All right, bye.